All righty then. I'm not going to start on that thing. I'll start with Captain Lanos. If you were looking for somewhere,
very gracious of you, man.
If you were looking for somewhere to watch football yesterday, Captain had it on.
Yeah,
of course. If you took a delicious breakfast this morning, the Captain's got it. Looking for lunch, roti, fried chicken, quiche, your favorite delights. Captain Lanos has it. You're looking for 3 points. Manchester United did not have it. Did not get it. Didn't deserve it.
Dirty dogs beat us, man.
The dirty dogs beat us. You were terrible, man.
No, apparently you were terrible, but you won.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Let me be clear.
In 1 week, right? Nobody's gonna say, boy,
let me be clear.
Terrible.
The Brighton manager said it was possibly the most anti-football he's ever seen.
That's okay. Guess what? He's only asked to play us twice a year. So explain why he's in 13th.
Crazy, man.
Everybody else playing anti-football.
Womp, womp, womp. We ain't had no F1 this weekend. I don't want to hear from all of you.
Womp, I agree.
I mean, no F1.
I mean, no F1 this weekend. They're bombing Bahrain and Saudi. Those are the two first races.
No, the first race is Australia. First race on.
Oh, yes. Australia. Right. Sorry. My bad. Bahrain and Saudi pull out. Yeah.
Okay.
They should never gone to Bahrain in the first place.
Exactly.
Anyways, what are we talking this morning? Tell us.
All right, there's a story on, I think it's One News, talking about, well, let me read the first couple of paragraphs and you tell me what it's talking about. Housing review reveals hundreds of families wrongly listed as displaced. This was coming from the Minister of Housing, Land Development, Urban Development, and Informal Settlement, Andrew John. The Minister of Housing has disclosed that a review of the official housing displacement list in the Southern Grenadines uncovered cases where families already living in homes were still being counted as displaced. When we initially took office, there were up to 700 families listed as displaced, Minister John said during the radio interview. But what we observed, we were able to cut that in two, right down the middle. A lot of those persons had homes already in some of the other places, but they were being accommodated for whatever reason. It had a lot to do with politics, according to John. The minister explained that the list was compiled through collaboration between the Ministry of Housing, NEMO, Mobilization, and National Security. Following the review, a number of families still displaced has been reduced to about 300, and approximately 270 continue to receive rental support through government programs. So what does this mean, man? Put that in English for me.
It sounds like
what does he suggest?
That housing was going to be given away as political gifts. They had to go and review that list and realize that basically half of who were on the list did not need housing, had housing already. Now,
so how would they get on the list then if they didn't need housing?
That's a good question. Now, if we were willing to basically spend millions of dollars unnecessarily for political points,
that's why some people are still without a house.
Let's talk about the people, prioritize the people who needed it.
I wonder if they have to go back now and look at those who've already off the list because they've got housing
and see if they already had or if they were really in need of housing. We've heard allegations of it already a few times that people who have received government housing either already had somewhere that they were living or never had a home that was actually destroyed by a natural disaster or anything. Heard it. I've heard it. I've heard people complain about it. The neighbor got this and the neighbor got that, and
they didn't need it.
They didn't need it. And even not to go as far as housing, even like repairs.
Yeah.
Or like
I heard
a piece of a roof on the porch falls off, but you get.
Yeah, I heard one with a porch where a little bit of the porch, nothing significant was like twisted or something.
Right.
And they ended up getting new roof, new windows, new back wall, new
whole renovation.
Yeah.
Housing upgrade for what?
How deep do you think they should go into this?
We asked for this new administration to show us as much corruption as possible. Go as deep as possible.
and see where it leads.
Listen, we're not a rich country to be able to spend millions of dollars unnecessarily.
And it's hurting those who really need it.
Yeah, it hurts.
Because clearly you're not giving them priority.
But it said there another 300 people still without the homes that needed it. And that's in Grenadines alone, right?
Southern Grenadines.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
We're not rich. We're not a rich country. We can't be just giving away houses
I thought
for
this was an
political
interesting
points.
one, right? And a lot of us asked this at the time. It's not quite related to what I just said, but the story goes on. To accelerate recovery, the ministry has outlined several initiatives, which include reopening warehouses in Union Island and Beckway to distribute building materials more efficiently, local assessments led by community representatives to identify urgent needs, partnerships with sponsors and the Red Cross who have pledged windows, doors for 200 homes, War Bank support. I never understood why we didn't have the warehouses in where they were needed.
Like down in the Grenadines.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be the natural place to distribute?
I guess.
We saw that ship, I think, come in from, I think it was England. I don't know if you remember that. It's quite a big ship. It had like heavy machinery in it. I think it had like excavators and stuff like that, some trucks and that kind of thing. It had a lot of building supplies. It had generators. And for some reason, they sent it down they brought it to the mainland. I can never really understand why. What was the purpose of that?
Because I guess it's easier to control it from where you sit. Grenadines sometimes is out of sight, out of mind. You don't have the level of control.
There, right?
Yeah, you'd have your people, but I guess it must be, I don't know, maybe logistically.
Was it because it wasn't
control.
going where it was intended? Is that possible?
Or did it reach? Eventually, did it reach down there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
None of us know. None of us know.
Mr. John goes on and emphasized that many homes were left incomplete with only roofs installed and assured residents that shipments of materials would resume shortly to finish construction. Again, I never understood that, man. What's the point of just putting a roof on but no windows?
You don't have a blanket?
No doors?
You don't have a sweater?
You can't live in a house without windows and doors.
Yeah, but you have a roof, though. Right? You have a roof, though. We'll get into it. It. What else is happening? I see there's a story. A man was found dead in Kingstown.
Yeah.
Multiple blunt force trauma.
Believed to be homicide, they say.
Yeah.
I saw that it's on Eyewitness News.
So
A 63-year-old redemption shops man found unresponsive at Chinatown. If you know what Chinatown is, as in the back there, so yeah, but
a lot of homeless people have now.
Cinerama used to be.
By the prison.
By the prison, this, so yeah.
By the courthouse.
Eyewitness News was reliably informed that the man, Bartram Wright, died of multiple blunt force trauma to the head and body, suggesting that he had been beaten.
And then the story says something about he was accused some time ago of. Well, the headline reads: "The man who searched woman's VJ killed in Kingstown." So I don't know if you remember that story. There was a time back where he accused his woman or his girlfriend or his wife or whatever of cheating, and said he inspected her
to see if it was true.
Yeah,
as the doctor hears.
Doesn't sound like a particularly nice guy, man.
So I would say though that that area behind there has become a
dangerous.
Yeah.
Cesspool.
Dangerous.
It's
there's a whole community behind there, out of sight, out of mind.
Right. I would imagine they have their own laws and
all
rules
kinds of vices and things down there. Is he? Are they? They're not claiming he lives there.
I don't think.
They say he's from Sharps.
Yeah.
Right. Was he lured there?
What was he doing down there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We'll get into it.
Also, in other news, the government announces a proposed US $50 million project to strengthen our water security.
What does that involve? What
reservoirs?
Catchments or tanks or?
Probably expansion of our catchments and stuff like that. More tanks, more system, more robust system. Probably better leakage management, that type of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a project that I think Barbados just announced,
Mhm.
where they're going to be doing, government is doing rent to own housing.
I like that idea.
Right. So for those people who cannot afford commercial loans,
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to rent government homes, and then eventually you would own it.
I thought that was what the low income homes was at the beginning, right? Isn't it that?
It made me wonder, because I have no idea how it actually works. Do they pay any fee for the homes that they receive?
I get the feeling, and again, I might be wrong on this, but I get the feeling that they are donated.
The homes here?
Yeah.
The low income homes?
Yeah.
You don't pay nothing for that?
I don't know, actually. I shouldn't say. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, hey. Maybe not all of them.
Maybe, yeah.
I have a friend that had one out Diamond.
And they have to pay.
They have to pay for it.
Yeah, they have to.
But there are some homes that are donated. I get the impression that some people receive homes without having to pay anything.
Hey.
Should they?
Hey. Come on, guys.
I guess we're rich enough.
There you go.
I guess we're rich enough.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
We must be rich enough.
You see how it works in the UK is that you're
giving up space with a reduction fee.
Well, yeah.
Council
it's essentially
housing.
given to you like housing association houses are one, they're subsidized.
Yeah.
But secondly, they're not permanent.
Right.
So you get a couple of years to get yourself back on your feet.
3-4 years, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you could buy it.
Mm-hmm. Or
some of them
something
you
better.
Could, you can move on to a mortgage.
Right.
Or you go back into like the
system and move
the
to
regular
something else.
market, and you go and rent yourself at the time you get yourself back on your feet.
All right.
I've always wondered whether that is that possible here? Would that be a better?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a revolving fund.
The Bajan one, right, basically targets people who are earning between, I think they said between $1,000 and $2,000 a month. I
Right.
didn't even know that they could earn that low.
Wow.
In Barbados. Let me give you the details before we step out a little bit. Right. So the government's new social mortgage scheme will let low-income Barbadians, The social mortgage scheme targets those earning between $1,000 and $2,500 a month and can't secure a commercial loan. I think we have a lot of people here like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I think Camilo is the one who had brought up kind of mid-range housing for young professionals. Maybe we need to look at that rent to own.
Before we jump out, I don't know if you guys are gonna find this one interesting, but the picture have Friday smiling. CAF approves SVG as the newest shareholder country, which is CAF is the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean.
Mhm.
They have approved St. Vincent to be incorporated as a Series C shareholder for the extending the reach of the bank's development financing to the Caribbean, which means we now are eligible to be approved for like US $1 billion and stuff. That kind of thing.
Borrow.
You think
that was a former government.
you think the country will be okay if the new administration borrows some money?
But aren't they going to have to?
Yeah.
I remember, no, they came in to say they come to reduce that.
Yeah, but man, you have no money to work with.
Okay. All right. Captain Lano's is open. Grab your breakfast this morning. It is hot, it's ready, it's delicious, and it's available right for you. So don't waste your time making breakfast this morning. Grab it at Captain Lano's AIA.
Money, you know where I shopping?